The impact and conquest in the history of America refer to the transformative events that unfolded during the Age of Exploration, colonization, and contact between indigenous peoples and European settlers. Here's an overview. European exploration and contact late 15th century onward. Christopher Columbus's voyages initiated European contact with the Americas in 1492. Exploration by other European powers, including Spain, Portugal, England, and France, led to increased interactions with indigenous peoples. Columbian exchange. The Columbian exchange facilitated the exchange of goods, crops, animals, and diseases between the Old and New Worlds. Introduction of new crops like maize to Europe, and the devastating impact of diseases like smallpox on indigenous populations. Spanish conquest. 16th century. Spanish conquistadors, including Hernán Cortés and Francisco Pizarro, sought wealth and power in the Americas. Conquest of powerful empires, such as the Aztec and Inca, dramatically altered the social and political landscapes. Colonization and settlement. European powers established colonies, leading to the displacement and marginalization of indigenous peoples. Introduction of European agricultural practices, technologies, and institutions. Treaties and conflicts. Treaties between indigenous nations and European powers were often unilaterally broken or disregarded. Conflicts over land, resources, and cultural differences resulted in violence and displacement. Disease and demographic collapse. Indigenous populations experienced devastating epidemics due to diseases brought by Europeans. Demographic collapse led to significant population declines and disrupted social structures. Forced labor and enslavement. Indigenous peoples were subjected to forced labor and, in some cases, enslavement. The encomienda system in Spanish colonies exploited indigenous labor for economic gain. Mission systems and cultural assimilation. European powers established missions to convert indigenous peoples to Christianity and assimilate them into European ways of life. The impact on indigenous cultures varied, with some communities preserving aspects of their traditions. Resistance and revolts. Indigenous peoples mounted various forms of resistance against European colonization. Notable examples include the Pueblo Revolt 1680 in present-day New Mexico and Pontiac's Rebellion 1763 in the Great Lakes region. Impact on Native American cultures. Profound changes in indigenous economies, social structures, and cultural practices. Adoption of European goods and technologies alongside efforts to preserve traditional ways of life. Legacy of conquest. The legacy of conquest includes ongoing struggles for land rights, sovereignty, and cultural preservation, historical trauma, loss of land, and the impacts of colonization. Historical trauma, loss of land, and the impacts of colonization continue to shape indigenous communities. The impact and conquest in the history of America were complex processes with profound and enduring consequences, shaping the course of North and South American history and influencing the experiences of indigenous peoples and their descendants.